I'm here with Danny, and Danny, what branch of the military did you serve in?
U.S. Air Force.
Air Force, cool. I think you're my first Air Force guy, which is awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I've had several Navy, a lot of Marines, and a couple Army, and I had a Coast Guard. My father and son last week. One was a Marine, and the son, he didn't want his son to be in the Marine, so he ended up joining the Coast Guard. That's all his dad would let him do, which is funny. His mom was a Marine too, so his parents are both Marines. Can you imagine growing up in that house? Jeez Louise. Anyway, so what'd you do in the Air Force?
I was a jet mechanic.
Uh huh.
Worked with Triple Nickel when they was over in Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
The 523rd in Thailand. Crash crew. Just about everything.
Yeah, that's cool. What's a crash crew?
Airplane comes in with battle damage, and say it wrecks on the end of the runway, or is too severely damaged to be to roll back in. Go out there with a crane, pick it up, put it on trailers, get the gears down, and then tow it back into a hangar and then replace everything that's broke on it.
That's cool. So how long did you do it for? How long were you in the service for?
From 1968 till 1977.
Wow, cool. And you said you went to Nam, you went to Thailand. Did you go anywhere else?
Okinawa,
Did you go to Japan?
Philippines. One little stint in Korea. That was during the Pueblo crisis.
Oh, wow.
And but mainly spent all my time in the Pacific and Southeast Asia.
So you were on the station on a carrier, I assume?
No,
Okay, just on
land
land bases. Okay, that's cool. So did you before you got in? If you don't mind me asking, were you drafted or did you enlist?
I enlisted.
You enlisted.
Yeah.
Were you into mechanics, like putting stuff together? Doing
Believe
stuff
it
like
or
that?
not, no, I was used to work with the forestry department fighting forest fires.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm an avid outdoors guy. I do a lot of hiking and floating, especially in Arkansas, and that's really awesome. I got a buddy that works for the, I think it's on the federal level, but I can't remember what park he's at. And that guy, that's a hard job to get, to be a park ranger.
Yeah.
But he was in his 30s, but he finally got it. But he's a really cool dude, and I always have mad props. And that's got to be one of the coolest. I mean, not to say that the firefighters, but you know what I mean. Just
Oh
get
yeah,
out there.
yeah, it was.
Being out there is cool.
How'd
you get into that?
I just filled out an application when I was in high school, and I started in '67.
Out in California?
Southern California. Well, I was with the hot shot crew, is what they called it. We would go in with nothing but chainsaws, axes, and hose, and start fighting.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Long before the days, did they fight fires differently than they do now?
No, it's about the same,
same.
except they got bigger tankers for the fire retardant. They used to use the old P-38s, bombers, and they would load them up with fire retardant.
And just drop it.
And then drop it, and then I got into jumping out of helicopters onto fires.
Wow. How old were you when you did this?
I was 17, 18 years old.
Jesus. That's so cool.
So
then you enlisted and you just got put in as a mechanic. They just said
right. I was wanting to try to get back into firefighting, but they said that better off in mechanics. So
we're going to use you.
I ended up with the working on jet aircraft, from anything from F-100s all the way up to the F-16.
Wow. A lot of money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nice vehicles pass
Oh
through
yeah.
your hands, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was fun. I mean, I liked it.
So what'd you do when you got out? Did you keep being a mechanic? Did you go back being a firefighter?
No, I started to work for when I got out. I went to work for Litton
Okay.
Industries,
Uh-huh.
and then got into. It took me a while, but I got into construction out there.
Yeah.
And then Northrop Grumman bought them out, so I worked with Northrop Grumman, and
That was it.
then I actually spent 30 years there and retired.
Wow. So do you, man, that just blows my mind. How do you go from firefighting to doing mechanic stuff? And neither one, like what did you, before you started fighting fires, you just said you just filled out an application and like, cool. And you're like, all right, I like this. Let's do this. And then they're like, oh, you want to be a mechanic for jets and stuff. And you're like,
Well,
oh,
no,
I like
really,
this.
I was trying to get into originally trying to get into the Navy on the Seabees because I had heavy equipment experience. And the day that I was supposed to go in and finish my paperwork, my recruiting officer wasn't there. And he had a fill-in, and the fill-in sat there and says, well, I don't think you can go, you need to be a CB, I think you need to be on board ship. And I said, no. I signed up for the Seabees, and that's what I want. Well, you're not going to get it. And I walked out, joined the Air Force.
And that was it. Wow. That's cool. Opportunities abound, though, but it worked out. So do you still do any kind of mechanic stuff? Do you, hobby stuff or?
Well, I do. I piddle around on cars. I'm rebuilding a 98 Mustang.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And just got through putting rebuilding a transmission. Well, not really the transmission, replacing the clutch on a 08 Dodge Caliber.
Yeah, cool.
And I'll never do it again.
No, I can't imagine doing something like that.
All for a slave cylinder. That was all that was wrong with it.
Jeez Louise.
So.
How many hours did you put into that?
Total hours about 15.
Wow.
Working on and off on it.
Yeah, that's a job. That's cool. So do you, my buddy is a pilot for the Navy, and I bet he's got, because I bet you have to go to a completely different school from the completely different how to fly the thing, how to fix the thing, and neither guy really knows. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of your cooler pilots understand a lot of this stuff mechanical wise, but you got some of them that are think they're above everybody else.
Yeah.
But most of the pilots are great.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you get to know them, and they're just fantastic.
That's cool. That's awesome. What a cool life, man.
It is. It's been fun. It's been
cool.
fun until I retired.
Yeah, and they just bored.
Well, I got bored and went to work for Sam's, and then the VA put me out on medical.
Yeah.
And I had to leave that job, so I've been
doing what you can when you can.
Do what I do.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, Danny, thank you very much for your service and coming out to lunch with me today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it
Thank
very much.
you.